if you're a vegan, you're not going to like this video, and that's your problem, not mine. I was a vegan for 5 years, and then I recently changed to a non-vegan diet, and I feel way better now. Vegans, if you're here, feel free to hate on me, feel free to call me out, try to cancel me, try to joke on me. I really don't care. Okay? I know that vegans tend to do that. They gang up on people, they beat up on people, they have a bad reputation for that. I would watch it if I were you, because it's not necessarily making the best name for vegans, but go ahead, try to call me out. I dare you. People want to know why I stopped being a vegan, so I'm making a quick video to explain it. And you know what? I'm going to break it down by category. I'm going to go into the health reasons. I'm going to go into the moral reasons. I'm going to go into all of it. Okay? And I know that vegans think they're better than everybody else and that they're doing the best thing for planet Earth. And I thought so too. I thought I was doing some amazing things that were going to help animals live longer and all that. But here's how it works. The health reasons, let's start there with the health reasons, okay? So I started exercising 2 times a day, right? I was training twice a day, very hard, and I was eating a vegan diet, and I wasn't seeing the results that I wanted to see. I tried to increase my protein levels, and it was really, really difficult, first of all, to even do that. So I started tracking all my food with Chronometer, making sure I was getting the micronutrients that I needed and the macronutrients that I needed. And I found it very difficult to get the right amount of protein on a vegan diet. When I started increasing my protein intake because I was training so hard and I was feeling like garbage because I didn't have enough protein and I was training way more than my body could handle with the amount of protein that I had, it literally felt like I was sore all the time. I had crazy fatigue. My recovery just wasn't there. Okay. And it was a problem. It was a serious problem. So I started adding more protein type things in, but everything I found that I could add into my diet caused my sodium levels to skyrocket. Now, there's a ton of different vegan proteins out there, but they're all laden with insane amounts of sodium. And so I found that if I was going to increase my protein, I would just have sodium that's like through the roof, which also obviously needs to be balanced out with potassium and magnesium in order for the body to be healthy and have the correct electrolyte levels. So it was just a slog. It was just very difficult to get what my body needed without getting the things that I didn't want. Okay. So I ended up, thinking deeply about it. So that's really the health reasons behind it. It's just the amount of protein that I was getting, the amount of B vitamins I was getting. Look, people can go on a vegan diet. I just recommend that you understand nutrition in order to do it, because you can't just leave giant gaps in your nutrition when it comes to B vitamins, protein, and other certain minerals that you can't really find on a vegan diet. And listen, they'll all tell you, you can get as much protein as you need on a vegan diet. You can get everything you need from a vegan diet. It's just not true. Okay, you don't get the same levels of B vitamins. You don't get the same levels of protein. You can get protein, but it's not the same. Your body doesn't digest animal protein the same way that it digests plant protein. And there's a lot of differences there when you get into the science of digestion and the science of protein synthesis. When you look deeply into all of these things, it starts to fall apart for vegan diets pretty quickly. So do your research, understand what you're looking at, learn about the body as much as you can anyway. Look, the body is a relatively unknown thing still. We're still learning things about the body every single day. All right. For example, the term leptins, maybe you've heard it, they're anti-nutrients that are in things like beans and plant-based proteins. People have written whole books about it, but guess what? We only found out about it in 1994. We obviously don't understand it yet. So there's many other examples just like that, where people are claiming they know all of these things about the human body. They just don't, because they don't have the information. We don't know these things yet, okay? So that's something to think about as well. Now let's get into the morality of it. Well, if you've ever watched a nature documentary, you'll start to understand that nature is brutal, okay? I can't stop the things from happening that happen. A lion, eats a gazelle or a deer, right? A lion attacks things in the wild, okay? And they kill those things and they eat them. They bring them back to their family, eat it with their family. It's been the way that's the entire world has worked forever. And I'm not comparing humans to lions. Let's compare humans to humans. We've always hunted, right? We've always eaten meat. We've always eaten eggs from chickens. These are things that are just part of civilization. They're just part of the way the world works. Now, today, is it oversaturated? Is there too much meat products everywhere? Is it unrealistic when it comes to factory farming and just always having meat on every single plate that we eat? Yes, absolutely. But to say that meat doesn't have a place in the diet at all is naive, and it just doesn't make sense to me. Okay, when I really think about it deeply. Now, when I was a vegan, I was able to look past it and say, like, okay, yeah, well, maybe you should have meat in your diet, but if I'm doing the right thing or the better thing by choosing not to eat meat for my health, for the planet, for the moral cause of not killing animals, then it's worth it. It's worth the sacrifice. However, I've come to realize that life is very short, my friend, and those sacrifices can be coming from all different angles. We don't have to put that on ourselves when it comes to our diet as well. For example, if you're going to a friend's house and maybe you help that friend move and you're moving all this heavy furniture, doing all this hard work, it's difficult, you're all sweaty, you're all tired, and at the end of it they order a pizza. Now, if you're a vegan, you can't even eat the pizza, so you just sit there in silence and they ask if you want a slice of pizza and you have to say no because your diet is too restrictive, and that is not their fault, that is your fault. Okay, now some silly vegans will say, well, then don't make friends with people that aren't vegans. Yeah, not realistic either. Okay, if you look at the percentage of people that are vegan versus non-vegan, there's just not enough vegans to be friends with only vegans. It just doesn't happen. If you're doing that, you're probably cutting out a whole bunch of friends that are valuable people that could be awesome additions to your friendship list that you're not giving the opportunity because you're vegan and you're better than everyone. So that's really the morality of it is great, right? You want to save animals and all that, but guess what? To me, people are more important than animals. People matter, okay? And it matters to me if I'm able to be social with people in a social context and eat that slice of pizza after helping them move their entire house. That's just an example. I just moved recently, so it made me think of that. If you're not able to partake in social adventures because people are eating things that don't align with your diet, it really, really limits your social capabilities. For me, it like gave me anxiety. It made me feel it just wasn't fun. I would have to go places with my own food all the time and it just killed everything. Now I can go wherever I want, whenever I want. I'm always ready. I can keep going. It doesn't matter because I can always find food at the next like whatever 5 feet away there's a restaurant. Anywhere I go there's a restaurant that I could eat at. There's food that I can grab. And that's not even to say that I need the food to be all over the place and I need constant access to food. That's not true either. But there is something about being able to go along with people and live in the moment, have that spontaneity. With a vegan diet, it's hard to be spontaneous because you have to know that there's a place that you can eat or that you have food with you in order to do that. You might miss out on a lot of different things that life can offer if you're so narrowly focused in your diet. And that's really what I believe was happening to me as well. So I feel great about the fact that I was able to get more social. And, now if there's a fight that I want to watch, a UFC fight, I'll go to Buffalo Wild Wings, sit down, have some wings, watch my favorite thing ever, the UFC, and enjoy my time with all my friends. Could I have done that before without getting the wings? Sure, I could have gone and had a beer and enjoyed it with my friends. But guess what? I didn't because I was a vegan. And I just always thought I shouldn't be going to these restaurants that offer meat options. Now, not all vegans are like that. Some of them will go with the flow and they'll just get like French fries or they'll get like a salad or something and they'll be a vegan with all the other non-vegans. But I think if you were to ask them, they would also admit that they do that not as regularly as they try to look and search for vegan food or bring vegan food because it's just obviously better. Now, that sums up health and the social aspect and the moral aspect. I don't have much else to say other than the fact that when I switched to eating meat and I started eating eggs and I started getting higher B vitamins, I started feeling better, I started looking better, and I started getting the results that I really wanted. So it turns out that maybe I was lacking something. And you know what? There's athletes that are constantly experimenting with this, that are going on vegan diets, that are going off of vegan diets. And a lot of the time, a vegan diet is so restrictive for the athlete that they end up not performing their best. And a diet with animal based products in it ends up being more beneficial to the athlete. I mean, there's studies that link saturated fat to the creation of testosterone in the body. There's actually a bunch of them. I can point you to like 5 different studies that show this. And so that would actually kind of directly link meat and testosterone. I mean, it's saturated fat, but there's most saturated fat comes from animal-based products. So if you're not getting that at all, you might have lower testosterone, lower performance, and lower health because of it. So that's just one example of how it can physiologically affect you and how it can possibly harm your performance if you're an athlete or if you're somebody who's trying to just train multiple times per day, feel good, have energy, and kick ass like myself. I mean, I train twice a day. I'm not necessarily training for a fight or training for anything that's a huge deal, but if I find that eating animal products makes me feel 10% better, I'm going to do that versus eating vegan products and feeling like garbage. And I'm telling you, I did not feel great when I was on a vegan diet, and I'm starting to feel better and better and better each and every day that I'm off of it. You know what? I should also mention that I was on a vegan diet primarily to heal my body from Lyme disease. So different goals, different parts of your life will require different diets and different viewpoints and different kind of strategies, right? So I wanted to heal my body. Now I know for a fact that eating more fruits and more vegetables and getting more antioxidants and you know really focusing on that aspect of nutrition while trying to heal from some kind of pathogenic disease or a bacterial disease, that is the best way to do it, right? Is to just focus on getting those things. Now I didn't necessarily need to cut out meat, dairy, and eggs to do that, but it helped me along the way. And I would never regret going vegan. Okay, I don't regret it at all. I think it taught me a lot about nutrition and how to eat. I believe that having a lot of fruits and vegetables and some meat and some eggs mixed in there is really, really healthy and a positive diet overall, right? But before, when I was only eating fruits and vegetables, that wasn't the best. And if I were to only eat meat and eggs, that wouldn't be the best either. You have to have that balance and that variety between fruits, vegetables, meats. You know, the more variety in your diet, usually the better, because you're getting a larger span of micronutrients. You're getting a larger span of all the minerals that are available to us, the vitamins that we need, and all of the things in our food that really, really help the body in order to recover quicker, you know, feel better, have everything we need in order to fight back and continue to grow as a human being each and every day. So I think that switching off of a vegan diet was one of the best decisions I ever made. I am still processing how I'm thinking about all of this. I kind of am the type of person that makes a decision, thinks about it later in retrospect, and decides, you know, reverse engineers if it was a good decision or not. So I'm still unpacking this in my own head. I'm not fully 100% there. I did take a long time to make this decision. I did take a sports nutrition course before making this decision, and I did look deeply into the digestion and use of protein, protein synthesis versus protein breakdown. What are the implications for your diet on those factors and everything in between? So I looked deeply at this before I made the decision, but there's still some things that I need to work out in my own brain for how I'm wording it and how I'm explaining it to people who ask me about why I'm no longer a vegan. So hopefully this video is a good start. I'm sure I'll be making more videos about my vegan past lifestyle and my new non-vegan lifestyle. So stay tuned for those. Hit the subscribe button if you're new here to the channel. Can't wait to talk to you more about nutrition, healthy lifestyle, exercise, working out, mental health, maybe even relationships. We'll get into all of it. So thanks for being here, and I'll catch you in the next video. My name is Ryan Kearns, and it's been a pleasure. Peace out.